Hey guys, I'm Kay.
I'm Amanda.
And welcome back to We Got Ish to Say, an Everyday Vibe podcast. We have a guest.
We love that. We love guests over here on the side of town.
Yes, a guest and a friend. She is my childhood friend and also fellow entrepreneur, Lisa Louiie.
Hey.
Hey, it's so great having you on the show today. It is Women's History Month, so you know we got to talk about all women-ish showing up and showing out. Like I said, Lisa is an entrepreneur. She's a woman. She's a mother. My good friend lives in Atlanta right now. She is from St. Louis. And today we're just going to be talking about entrepreneurship, relocation, and motherhood.
I love that.
Yeah.
Whoa. Got too much chip on your dip now.
Wait, what?
Too much dip on your chip.
There you go.
There we go.
Listen, it's been a long week, okay?
Y'all see the water.
Yeah, it's been a long week. So, Lisa, you can go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the people what you do.
Been here in Atlanta for about 6 years, moved from St. Louis with trash bags in my car, y'all. I never look back. My son is 12, so I've been a mother since I was 17 years old. Yes. So shout out to the moms out there, young moms, because you do a lot. We love you. We see you. We hear you. And I would say I've been in the health and wellness industry for about 3 years. When COVID hit is what inspired what I do now. Before that, it was all about beauty and confidence and makeup and modeling. But we got down to the guts, down to the good stuff when COVID struck the world. So that's where we at with it now.
So what motivated you to really tap into this in health space?
The health and wellness space, like I said, when COVID hit, I've already naturally just been an athlete since I was a child, playing all these different sports in school and stuff. But when COVID hit, y'all know it turned the world upside down, right? Like, everything has changed. I feel like certain things in the world will never be the same ever since COVID. Like, we try to get back to it, and so many people just started reaching out to me. Family, friends is where it really started, like, asking my opinion and my advice on how do I build up my immune system? How do I stay motivated? And when it's really nothing in the world to do, we literally couldn't go nowhere and do nothing for 3 months,
Right.
Give me some at-home workouts to do. Like, what do I eat to keep from getting sick? Like, all these questions start coming at me left and right from family and friends and from the professional world when it comes to modeling. Because, as a model, you still got to keep your body in check. And sometimes you have to be a certain size to get certain jobs. When it comes to acting and things like that, you have to keep your health in check and just feeling good. Everybody love to feel good. So that's what
they do.
The brand, my clothing brand, the podcast, and just continuing like my content of keeping that going. Because at the end of the day, that's something all of us as individuals, men, women, everybody on this planet, we all have to eventually get to this space to where we have to have these conversations about health and wellness. Like, what does your future look like? What do you want to bring the best version of yourself to the table, to your kids, to your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's amazing, especially as a Black woman, you showing up and making fitness and wellness like a thing. I don't want to say trend, but making it like sexy, making it fun, making it cool. Because you're cool, you're cute, you're a model, like you did a lot of things. And so when you kind of step up into a space where you force people to challenge themselves and be their best self, people want to be like you. So I think that is fantastic. You always been very fit. Growing up, she used to be killing it. I mean, I have a really good memory, but Lisa used to be in the gym, killing it. Yes, I was telling them that. We used to jump double dutch. We used to play kickball. We really had fun. Like Sherman was kicking it. Okay. Yeah, hopscotch, double dutch, break it back. But she was always like really athletic. And one of the main things I like to tell people when they ask about their passion or what they should do and how do I motivate myself is like, I went back to my childhood and that's where I started to reverse engineer and say, okay, what do I want to do? How am I going to make money? What is going to connect me to the world? And it's my passion is fashion, inspiring, educating people. Your passion, health, wellness, fitness, modeling, fashion, like all those things. And so then you come into a space where you can dominate because that's what you love to do. That's what you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Athletes, we tend to be competitive.
Ooh, yes.
You like challenging each other, but like I said, it's only to push you to become the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like. Like, even when it comes down to, like, my clients ask me all the time, all women of all background, ethnicities, ages, I want to look like you, I want to look like you. And I'm like, thank you, that's dope. But no, I want to help you learn how to become the best version of yourself, whatever that looks like for you. We have to get that picture in our mind of what the best version of me look like, because we all come in different shapes and sizes and forms, and we all are beautiful. And that's what makes us so unique. It's loving like our differences at the same time. So
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Loving our differences.
No, facts. And I've learned to, like, even if I don't look a certain way, because sometimes, like, the world tries to program us on how we're supposed to look, right? And so it's seeing it before I see it for me, right? Yeah. Seeing what I want my body shape or body size to look like. And then even if I see something else on somebody else where it's like, ooh, I really like how their thighs are or whatnot, or maybe like like people like they back, right? Yeah, I like how they back is cut up. Okay, I can aspire to that, but that doesn't mean it's that particular look. Right. It's just the fact that knowing that I built those muscles on my body, and however that's going to look on my body. Boom, I did that, but I put in the work to get it. That's what I love. I love the results. Like, ooh, I did that.
I did that. Yes.
Results of your hard work. Right. Yeah. Like, my work may not look like your work. My end goal may not look like your end goal. We come together, and in America, it's a melting pot. Like, we all benefit one another and help inspire one another, like I said, to become the best version of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's very true.
Okay, so since you're in the space, what's your take per se, I guess, on diet? Not like diet like as a fad, but it's like diet. Because I have a friend you guys were talking about.
I can't stand the word diet. Overall nutrition.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Yes.
Your nutrition.
No, that's fact. Even the word. Even the word diet sent people into a coma.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. So
diet and your nutrition goals is this. For one, you have to know yourself. You have to know your body. It's so many things that go into this that it all boils down to education. A lot of people are not educated in this, and this is where we come in as your wellness coach, and we let you know one diet. And I was just having a conversation with someone about this earlier today on Clubhouse. One diet that works for someone may not work for another person, because your blood type, your eating habits, how active you are. If you're someone that's up and moving around in your job all day, every day, a certain nutrition plan may look different from someone who sit at a desk all day, every day. So learning to know yourself and asking your doctor about what's best for you, like I said, because your blood type is one particular thing that will come down to how your body processes different foods. Just because pineapples and mangoes work for me, like what if somebody else is allergic to pineapples and mangoes, so they can't throw that? Right. So it's like so many different things I think goes into situations, and that's why I said when it comes to becoming the best version of yourself, self-awareness is real. You have to know what it is that works for you, and not, I would say, follow a trend or just listen. It's okay to take pointers and take opinion and listen to opinions and take advice from certain individuals, but professionals are professionals, like, for a reason. We really study and learn this. We have been doing this for years. So the research is there, the science is there. So cousin Ray, where diet may not work out for Pookie.
Right.
Exactly.
So when you talk about like DNA and like blood work, right? Or more so like blood work.
Yes.
So as like an average average everyday Joe, can we walk into our doctor's office, ask for blood work, and then do we bring it to you as our wellness coach, or do we have to ask them for a specific type of panel in order to do something like that?
Well, it just depends. First, because one thing I always do is consult with your doctor first before you come and tell me what it is that I need. I'm on this diet and I need to do this. First, you got to know if you are a diabetic. You got to know if you have your blood levels are right. I need to know if you have a history of blood pressure. Like when you go and sign up for a gym membership, they're supposed to ask you these things. They're supposed to, and you have to sign and say, yes, these things are true to the best of my knowledge. Because, like I said, we're all on different paths. We're all on different journeys. Our bodies and everything are very complex, and they're different.
Going into the doctor and getting a blood panel, because we have physical, so do we bring that to you, or
Yes, because your doctor is step one, and then I'm basically taking the baton from your doctor and say, okay, your doctor said you're this blood type, so your body is going to process these type of foods in this type of way. Okay, tell me what you're allergic to. What did your doctor say? And your doctor has to prescribe it. Don't tell me that you had a stomach ache and you threw up one time, now you think you're allergic to it. No. Your doctor can tell me that you're allergic to this. So when I'm helping you write your meal plan, now we can say, okay, this is what's going to help. That's what's going to help. So yes, you need to know your blood type, things that you're allergic to. Get as many tests ran as you can, because there's a lot of stuff that they don't test for unless you specifically ask for a test. So you definitely want to test for all the different type of heart diseases.
Okay.
So you have experience with not only creating a workout plan, but also a meal plan.
Oh, yes. Like I said, when COVID hit, I was more focusing on nutrition before I even got into the training portion, the physical training portion. The physical is 20%. 80% of everything your body, how it's going to operate and do, is 80% of what you eat. And any health professional will tell you that. The first thing you do is
abs made in the kitchen, not in the gym.
Amanda,
they be like, abs made in the kitchen, not in the gym. You're like, okay, so sit-ups not gonna work for me. Got it. I'll stop that.
And like we like I love me some sugar. Ooh, Lord. So it's all about balance and gaining that discipline. But like I said, at the same time, education.
Yeah. So I know you're vegan or vegetarian?
Vegan.
Mm-hmm. When did you decide to become vegan and why?
Oh, well, when I was 25 is when the journey started. And that's another thing. Some people can go cold turkey. You have to know yourself. You have to know if you can just flat out just shock your body like that and just be like, I'm not ever eating these foods ever again. That's why a lot of people relapse. Yeah. So with me, it was definitely a gradual journey over like a course of like 3 to 4 years. I was 25 and I became lactose intolerant. My body just started refusing dairy left and right. Like every rip, running to the restroom. So I had to cut out like dairy products. And then I actually was just like, I notice how my body is different. I notice how I don't have, it's small things that I notice. Your body is talking to you at all times. So it's small things that I started noticing. Like I wake up and I don't have any more eye crust and eye boogers in my eye now that I don't eat dairy. I noticed that certain parts of my body just don't ache no more now that I don't consume as much dairy. So it was a gradual process. Then I'm like, let me see what my body gonna do when I stop eating meat. So I slowly stopped eating pork and then beef. That took like a year. And then with being in Atlanta where it's like really popular and it's like a lot of vegan restaurants everywhere, that really helped to fill in that urge and those cravings. And then chicken, I slowly started cutting out chicken. Ooh, the chicken in Atlanta is so good.
Yeah, that's the hard one right there.
Ooh,
that's the hard one right there.
Just ain't even talking about it.
That Wingstop. It was a process, but I was like, let me try this, and like I still have cravings. I still want to eat some chicken, but it's just like it's all about balance. It's all about not like overindulging. And I was like, it just started changing just my overall like how I felt, and I just was like, okay, this is what works for me. That same thing might not work for someone else though.
Right.
I've always heard you can heal your body with food though, like. And so, and some people, I feel like when we like talk about that or when we or watch documentaries or whatnot, they feel like it's an attack on dairy or it's an attack on this, and they're like, oh no, there's an agenda. And it's like, but what if you actually tried that and you really saw the difference in your body?
Yeah.
It's not an attack on anything, but you've been attacking yourself for years by what you've been eating. So how about that? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's not, I guess it's depending on how you communicate it, because it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It can sound like an attack if I'm just like how I communicate it. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's just like education. And it's all about balance. I love me some sugar. I'm having me a sugar day like once a week. But like I said, I know it's all about balance. I know, okay, look, Lisa, whatever it does to my body, I can feel it. So I'm just gonna check it and be like, okay, let me detox, or okay, let me cut back on the sugar. Whatever it is.
Do you practice some of those things with your son too?
Yes.
Veganism, is he vegan as well?
He lives in St. Louis with his dad, so he's not living with me. He's out of town. He's been gone for 3 years, but when he was here, I did introduce the idea to him. It was definitely 100% his choice at all times. I used to ask him, you want me to make vegan chili or you want regular chili? Sometimes he'd say, I want regular chili. Okay, well, I'm putting my little vegan version over here in my bowl, and you can have the regular one. Because my body had already flushed all of it out, so I couldn't, it ended up making my stomach hurt. So, but yeah, I mean, and even when he come around me now to this day, like, my food be good. I'd be like, you want vegan nachos or you want regular nachos? He'd be like, I want vegan nachos. Sometimes he say, oh, no, Mama, I want the real stuff. I want some real nachos.
I want real meat.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna let him make a choice, and he gonna grow.
That's good.
His body.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I think, like you said, balance and giving him a choice. By him being a young person, his body's still developing, and so he gets to decide what he want to do,
what works for him,
based on what he learned.
Yeah,
right. That's really good. So, what motivated you to move to Atlanta from St. Louis?
Lord. So, as a young single mom at the time, how old were I? 25. My son was 6, 7. I had never traveled outside of St. Louis before then. Like, I never visited anywhere, never went anywhere. Because it was all about working, paying bills, being a mom. And that's why I said it comes down to education. Because looking back, I probably didn't have to move. It was just what I was being exposed to at the time. I just knew wasn't working for me. But I didn't know that other things were going on in St. Louis that I hadn't been exposed to, that I could have been exposed to.
Absolutely.
That's why I said it comes down to education. So my cousin moved down there 3 months. So I went to go visit her 3 months later after she moved. And I just seen the city, the people, the Black excellence going on. So
yes,
I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the place for me.
Yes.
And I end up going back home. My lease ended up being up a month, 30 days later. My lease was up. I put all my clothes and my trash bags in my car. Me and my son hit the highway, and
found me a new home.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
That's amazing.
That's what inspires a lot of things. Just trying it. Like, if I would have never went to go visit her, I probably would have never moved. Like, just exposing yourself to different things, like expanding your awareness to different things is where it's gonna come in at.
Yeah, and now you just be all over the United States.
Right.
I love it.
Trying to get out the country.
Yeah, you just took one step. You took one big step, and it changed like everything. Just like you said, just by trying and educating yourself, it opens up the doors to just fly, just to go wherever and do whatever, and just take those experiences. So that's amazing. What was the biggest challenge?
Especially in our community, like, you don't know what you don't know. And for generations, we've been taught things completely the wrong way.
The wrong way, yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. I think growing up with so many siblings, I was able to understand, because my mom had 11 kids, my daddy has 14. I was able to get this mentality that we can all still love each other. We can all still coexist and still not be the same. We can have different learning styles and different teaching styles. My sisters like concerts. I like skating. Like, growing up to where everything is so versatile was able to help me understand about the world.
Yeah. That's good you took those experiences
and like what you said,
allow them
go back
to
to your inner
shape you.
child sometimes.
Exactly.
You do. You do. You gotta allow them to shape you and to continue to shape you, because that's what's true. And childhood is so pure and innocent. So a lot of the times as adults, we forget where that come from. And when you go back and that self-awareness, you are able to find your voice and find your passions and become a great adult with a very fulfilling life. Because a lot of people ain't out here fulfilled. Y'all probably need to go back to y'all childhood and remember what y'all love to do.
That true, authentic version of yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Before you experience these traumas, before all these relationships that broke your heart, before all of this life and then hit you. That true, authentic version of your 5-year-old and 6-year-old and 4-year-old self. That's who you truly are. And that's who we like through meditation, because my brand represents Lisa Louiie, mind, body, and spirit, healthy eating, fitness, and meditation, because we're made up of thrry components, mind, body, and spirit. So healing all of that.
Yeah, we talk about meditation
your body.
a lot.
Because one of us do it and one of us don't.
We talk about meditation a lot because I meditate, and Amanda, she actually just started getting in the habit or thinking about it.
Yeah.
Get some oils burning in here.
Yes.
I just started because I was like, I don't get it. This is like, okay, so this is my biggest problem. I'm one of those people that like, I need to slow down, right? I live my life on 100x and I really need to bring it down to like 40x and just like chill. I need to chill out and breathe. And I don't. So to me, I was always just in my head about meditation. I was like, this is such a waste of my time. I could be doing X, Y, and Z. And I was like, now that I'm practicing it and really doing it, I'm like, wow, the clarity that I've been praying to God for. God was like, fool, if you would just meditate, if you would listen.
Yeah. Get you nothing if you all over here. I need you over here.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, meditation is peaceful. I love this.
It's very peaceful.
Yeah.
It's very peaceful. Yeah. I love it. I'm happy for her.
I'm getting on it.
I'm so happy for you.
Right.
Yes, honey.
So, when did you start your spiritual journey?
It's still going. I think probably right before COVID. COVID is when I started. My roommate at the time, Master Healer Marvin Baldwin Jr., shout out to him, love you to death. He's been into like neurotherapy, massaging. He's been into that lifestyle, has like all kind of amazing clients for over 15 years, like overseas doing work. He started teaching me about things that I was already experiencing, but I couldn't explain it, like certain dreams and just certain relationships with certain people. Like the journey is already there, whether you realize it or not. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, so your spirituality starts. It's infinite. It don't even start. So I became more self-aware of my spiritual path. Like right before COVID, he started just telling me things that I was going through, and I'm just like, "You're right. How you know? You're right." He like, "Look, I've been doing this for years." So he taught me how to meditate. He told me certain things, sit down, just cancel out everything. And even with the spiritual practices, this is another thing. We all gonna have different journeys and different paths when it comes to this also. So what works for me may not work for you. Somebody may want to burn incense. Somebody may want to diffuse oil. Some people may want to, sometimes I gotta light my white candle. So all of that, he just started introducing me to different things, like go outside in nature. You already got natural hair. I can tell you already eat natural. So it's kind of like go out in nature and just trying and understanding my body and myself even more and what I'm resonating with and what's working for me. It just kept going. Like as I'm meditating, it's just like, now my gut instinct coming in, my women's intuition kicking all the way in. It's just like, I don't need to be around you no more. Like, like certain things. So it started right before COVID, and it's going.
Hey y'all,
I'm Kay.
I'm Amanda.
And we're your hosts of We Got Ish to Say,
an Everyday Vibe
podcast. We just wanted to drop in and say, don't forget to join our community,
an Everyday Vibe.
In this community, you have access to
so much more. Do it.
Do it now.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it now.
Yeah, man, you just literally glowing and growing, just watching you. Like I said, I've been knowing her since first grade. I've been knowing her since first grade. And she's always been a very happy and like fun and loud, funny, goofy person. But just watching her journey, it's amazing. And to see you in entrepreneurship and motherhood, it's just really beautiful. Did you always want to be an entrepreneur?
No. Like I said, it's one of those things that you just have to try. You don't know what you don't know. So I know. I mean, growing up, you hear being a doctor or a lawyer is the best thing. You make the most money and you're helping the world, which you are. Being a doctor is amazing because we need y'all. But I was lucky, and a lot of people, a lot of mothers, a lot of women, just even people in general, men too, are not fortunate enough to have people around them to pour into them and allow them to see different perspectives and tell them certain things. Like my grandma, my aunties, they were very active in my life and very big influences into me understanding, look, you can do anything you want to.
Yeah.
And everybody, unfortunately, our society does not communicate that to people. Like, especially when you go to certain countries, like, whew, man, it makes me appreciate being in America though. But it's not. It wasn't on my radar, but I knew it was always a possibility. But I like being an athlete at the time. Then when you have your baby, it's just like I got to work and pay bills, which was what I was doing, working at Walmart. Where else did I work? Lord, I worked at Macy's. I love working at Macy's because I love shoes, and I worked in the women's shoe department. So I still try to do certain things that resonate with what I like. But entrepreneur was not on my radar until about 2017. Like when I moved down here to Georgia, and a year later, like I said, and just being exposed to just so many Black businesses everywhere and people in the industry and networking and just being possible. Like, okay, look.
Yeah, that's great that you allowed yourself to not be in a box. And like you said, you always did stuff that inspired you and that resonated with you, but it's always another step that you could take to get into that fullness, that stuff that resonate with you. And if you try and you expand and you start talking to different people, you never know what new adventure you're gonna love or enjoy doing.
Yeah. Then that part, like I said, play a big part in it. Surrounding yourself or meeting people, other people. Like majority of your blessings are gonna come through other people. God is always gonna bless you through other people. So being around people is it made all the difference.
Yeah. Big facts. I feel like sometimes you need other people to stretch your vision. Because, like, we have a vision per se, right? Mm-hmm. But then again, like we said, a lot of people don't tap into their inner child anymore. So that imagination that we once had that ran so wild as a child, we no longer have because we allow all these things to stifle.
As you get older, it gets smaller and smaller.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. So sometimes being around the right people and in the right atmosphere, now you can start to imagine again and have a vision for your life. And it's like, okay, well now it's stretching my vision, and that's uncomfortable for a lot of people. Yeah. So they shield or they go away from it because it's like, that's uncomfortable. I don't fully believe in that. So then you got to find the belief in yourself again. So taps into the mindset of being an entrepreneur and doing all of that, because it's levels to this, baby. It is not easy.
No,
there's levels.
And the last 3 years I've been a full-time entrepreneur, but I just started like working at a gym. Like twice I've worked at a gym since then. So it still don't take away the factor of, okay, I still may need to, because entrepreneurship is not always about just building this $1 million company and being happy at all. It is work. You're working on your passion. You've combined the two, and you still may need to partner with other businesses or other companies too to further your vision. Like I work for a gym, but I still have my own footwear line, and I still do my own like private practice too. So that's another thing people be so afraid of, is like going into it like, okay, am I gonna make all the money? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Entrepreneurs, we have bad days, bad weeks, bad months, bad years. So, but yeah.
That's good. You're maintaining and you're allowing every step of the way to just be a learning experience, but not hindering you from getting to what you're passionate about. That's amazing.
And that's a big part of it. I was just telling someone that the job that you have, it's especially as being a single mom, because like I said, I've been there, I've done that, I know how it is, and to continue to keep that going when life is lifing. That's where other people. That's where your passion. That's where your discipline and your consistency kicks in. And even like with my son, like I would bring him with me, like on some of my entrepreneur adventures. Like being a mom don't have to stop you from being able to pursue like your passions and the things you're passionate about and meeting your goals. Like be like, okay, we might have another baby. Like they always pressure me to have another baby. I'm like, my baby, well, your business. Well, my baby probably gonna be right there with me.
But also I kind of love that. Like it's not easy, of course. And sometimes, like, of course, parents almost feel guilty, I feel like, because they're like, oh, I shouldn't have to do this, or I wish I was set up or in a better position to do X, Y, and Z. But I almost love that because I feel like it's almost a common theme amongst, like, people of color and, like, minority and whatnot, that we don't necessarily know that entrepreneurship is an option,
right?
Or we don't think about it. We only know work, put in the hours, do whatever we have to do to get a paycheck. And so I almost feel like now with the wave of entrepreneurship, and there might be single parents out there, mother, father, whatever, that have to bring their kids with them. At least your kids' eyes are open to that now. Like, you know that, like, okay, yes, like my parents maybe had to thug it out, grind it out to make sure I had a decent life, but still, like, what did they do and why were they doing it? Well, okay, it was entrepreneurship. They were building a business. They were building generational wealth. And like, that's amazing to me because I'm much like you. I was like, entrepreneurship was not on my radar. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I looked in the book and was like, okay, there's scientist, lawyer, astronaut, like the list that we see or get in our heads based on being in school. But like, we don't look at necessarily like entrepreneurship or these other things that may be the 1% or whatever. No, we go by the book and then we get stuck in that. And then if that don't work, we feel a type of way. So I kind of love that kids are being brought on the journey now because we opening their eyes to it.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship was on my radar.
And two, even when it comes to like the regular scientists or the list of occupations you can take, even like I said, even if that occupation is something that resonates with what you love doing, there's still nothing wrong with that either. Like everybody ain't entrepreneur. Everybody ain't got that drive or that discipline or consistency or whatever it is in them. So like I said, sometimes I just want to go work at the gym. Like I just want to be in the environment. Like sometimes my own thing ain't thinking. So like, but I'm still in that area. I'm still in that profession. I'm still in that space to be able to do what I love and to be able to creatively express myself and to be able to help people or whatever. So like, for those that still want to contribute to society and still maybe do entrepreneur part-time or not at all, still, like I said, when I worked at Macy's, I'm still at a job. I'm still in corporate America, but I love shoes. I still love shoes. So working in a women's shoe department at Macy's, I'm good. I'm fulfilled.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. I so love that because, we do. Like, so many of us choose paper over passion. And so, like, with that being the case, people do. They be in dead-end jobs, or maybe it is a very great, lucrative job, but they hate it, and they're not fulfilled, and they're not a whole person. And it's like there's always that nudge that's bothering them, and they don't know what it is, but it's because they're not tapping into it fully. And it's like, because you're just not fulfilling your passion right now. So you're not in your purpose or whatever you want to call it. And so you just feel so unfulfilled. So we can't be paper chasers all our life. We got to tap into something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We do.
And I guess it don't always be money either. Some people be out here just chasing degrees. Y'all just want to be doctors.
Titles.
Exactly. So any type of paper, because degrees come on paper too.
It eventually starts showing in your work though, because you're a doctor and you only doing it for the money. You out here messing people up on that table. It's like,
Yep.
So no, if you like drawing, maybe you could just go be the head of the creative director department of Pepsi or something. It don't gotta always be.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. But I know for sure, like, entrepreneurship does allow you to be super cool and creative, so you can do that freedom, so you can just basically do whatever you want to do and not have to feel blocked by everything else, but still not flexible, because like you said, it's a job and it's hard work, so you gotta have the consistency, you gotta put the time and the schedule in there. But how do you stay motivated? What do you do?
Like I said, when I do get a job, I make sure it's at the gym. I make sure it's in the field. That way I can still stay inspired. I still see areas of improvement that people may need some help with their nutrition. I still see areas where, okay, people's form might be wrong. So now I'm like about to start doing like YouTube videos correcting people's form, because you know how many people go to the gym and they don't see the results. It's because you're trying to do everything on your own by yourself and take your selfies being in the gym. But your personal trainer could have told you, hey, bring your chest up and rock your shoulders back, because you're putting too much strain on your back and you doing your squats wrong. Now you're not even squatting, your legs and your booty not growing because you. So it's like small things like that. As long as I keep myself in a setting and where it relates to my passion, it's always gonna be there. Like motivate. It's not always there. It be gone.
Yeah.
It be gone, but having that discipline and consistency, it brings the motivation back.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Sometimes your discipline got to be bigger than your motivation, because motivation will fade. It will come and go. Yeah. But discipline, that's a quality now. You can build that. That's a habit.
That's a trait versus motivation.
Yep, exactly.
That's emotion. It's temporary.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love that. Dang, that's something new that these folks can take with them. Yes, motivation is an emotion. It's temporary. Woo.
Yes, that's why we on fire.
Yes, that was real good.
That's like mechanisms and qualities. I look at it in those two, like mechanisms in your car. Right? If we're looking at a car, a mechanism will eventually give out. Like there's things in your car, no matter what, however long you had a car, however many miles you put on, things will eventually give out. That's a mechanism that was placed in your car. A quality though, that like you adapted and like now that's a part of you, that's not going to give out. Like you've built that. Like that's just ingrained in you now. How you get rid of that? So
that's love.
It's just a part of you. And I'm not even gonna lie, like we having to watch motivational speakers on YouTube sometimes. Like, y'all know Gary Vee?
Yes. I love him.
Gary Vee. I have to watch him 3-4 times a week, and I'll be like, okay, the hell you thought, girl? Get back to work. Right. Shoot.
I be watching Les Brown videos, so I feel that.
Les Brown's good too. Yeah. What would you say is the biggest challenge in entrepreneurship for you?
All of them. They all big.
That shit hard, bro. This shit hard. Being an entrepreneur.
Just all of it.
Yeah. The word entrepreneur. Challenge. Entrepreneur. That shit hard.
It's challenging every day. Lord have mercy. The biggest one I would have to say is I think keeping up with inventory when it comes to like the fitwear line. Because like I said, producing and putting out content, it's been pretty ongoing, but keeping that capital to be able to produce my product is always challenging, because with the market that I'm in, it changes season to season. You got to do long sleeve. You got to clear out short sleeves. It's like understanding what women want and what women like about the product. COVID happened, so that put a dent in everything. Bills be billing, so that puts a dent in finances. But that part is always the biggest challenge for me and my brand, is continuously keeping my inventory in stock and on hand like how I want it to be. Yeah. And then these vendors with their shipping prices and
they shipping times, like same thing. Because I'm in the industry, like I have t-shirts and sweatshirts and all of that stuff, and even that, like there's more I want to do with my line, but it's the same thing. I'm like, switching between shorts and sweats, like leggings and like booty shorts and just all the things. I'm like knowing what, because really listening to the customers too and like having what they really want. So you know that you have something that is going to be bought and all. It's like, oh my gosh. And yeah, same thing. I was like, my vendors, I was like, y'all shipping times went from 4 to 6 weeks to 6 to 12. And I'll be having to call you like, so did my order go out yet? Cause I'm trying to make the season here. Like,
and then they want to charge you $500 more.
Girl,
to ship it. Like, what?
I was like, oh, girl, I know.
How is it going to take longer and it's going to cost more to come? What is that?
Pretty much, right. Ooh, yeah. So that was a time.
Yeah. I feel that.
It's forever ongoing. But I mean, in that sense, how I would deal with that also is just like understanding that only trying your best to focus on what you can control. I can control how I make content and how I put it out. I can control when these clothes gonna show up. They gonna take 6 to 12 weeks. So making sure I understand, like, not as an entrepreneur, not to let that overwhelm me about understanding what I have control over. Like I can still keep my customers engaged and educated and updated on what I can do. I can do content. I can train you. I ain't got the leggings that you want yet, sis.
Right.
So,
right.
Taking those challenges and focusing on the now.
I like that though, because I think a lot of content that's created, people kind of like, we have the entertainment factor, and there's nothing wrong with that because people are looking for entertainment out here, right? Like some people are looking to just get away from life, but outside of that, there has to be like the education. I just feel like that's so important to be able to educate your people. And so, yeah, even if you can keep them engaged in that while like they wait, I feel like they're willing to wait because I'm still getting like the meat of what I came for. This is just a byproduct of it while waiting for the physical product. Right. So, yeah.
And to help you build trust.
How long? Yeah, I was about to say, how long have you had your brand?
The Fitwear brand, I launched in 2020. The Lisa Louiie overall brand, I was into different type of like Fashion Nova type wear. 2019, 18 is when I had those type of clothing. So I just pivoted, but the brand has been since 2018.
I love that.
So 5 years, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and I was telling her, I came out to LA to the fashion district to look at all the stuff that was out there, and it was.
I know that's right.
Yeah, it's like Candyland. It's like this being in Disney World, like. Yo. And like I said, like that exposure, like you don't know what you don't know. Like I would have never known about none of that stuff, like in business and marketing, and because I'm doing market research, like I had to find out, like. Okay, I'm getting rid of the club wear. Now I want to pivot over to fitwear because so many people have become into health and wellness since COVID. You know, it's unfortunately took so many lives. Yeah. It's just like, oh man, now I have to learn like the health and wellness market when it comes to clothing. Like, what colors do they like? And still go through this. What colors do they like? Do they like shorts or leggings? The ladies have been getting on me about pockets. So now I got to come back out to LA. Yeah. And get the pockets on them. Like, I got it, okay? It's coming.
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah. I love that, though. And honestly, that's like the fun of it. I feel like that's so much fun to really figure it out and like
get to know your customer. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I love that part of it. I was like, sometimes like the tedious, like little details are the parts that are like, ooh, it's when I need an assistant because I don't want no parts of that. But like everything else, like the actual building of a community and like a partnership and just a friendship and knowing your people, that's the part I love because it really is like it's about the people. These people, we run society. Like I know we got people in headquarters and whatnot, but the people run society. So same thing with a business, right? Your people run business. So yeah, I love that.
And I would say, like, another thing that helps keep me inspired and motivated is just people. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes down to health and wellness and fitness, like, looking at my family, your family kind of they might not always be your biggest supporters. They will be your biggest inspiration sometimes. And, like, we're having a large... My sister, she had to move a few weeks ago. And she said when she got done moving all the boxes up and down the steps, packing and unpacking, she felt sore. I said, you got to come to the gym with me sometimes and build up your strength.
Hey guys, I'm Kay.
I'm Amanda.
And we're your hosts of We Got Ish to Say,
an Everyday Vibe podcast.
We just wanted to drop in and say thank you so much for tuning into the show, and we wanted to invite you to our free community.
Hey, an everyday vibe, because y'all know we a vibe.
Period, Amanda. In this community, you have access to other viewers and you get to connect with them. And you also get a free newsletter that gives you updates and shares our affiliate links.
Fire! And on top of that, we've created another level of the community. We realized that when we created this and started things, we wanted to build a community. We wanted to have conversation full of value, tips, tricks, and just help each other out.
Tell
We're
them, Amanda.
stronger together. So in the subscription community, you get all of what Kay just mentioned. On top of that, you get behind the scenes. Obviously, there's things that are cut out of these interviews. They are way too long. You get us being us in our everyday life. And remember, we're brand owners, so there's photo shoots. You get behind the scenes of photo shoots that we do for our brands and really see what's coming up next.
Damn!
Outside of that, there's also live Q&A sessions with our guests after interviews where you get to ask any other questions that you personally have to go deeper, right? We're trying to grow. We're trying to get out here and be stronger together. So you get to ask them and connect with them so that way you have more resources and you get access to our exclusive offers, secrets that maybe other people don't know, but we're going to drop them for y'all, and so much more.
So much more. Don't miss out to be a part of the paid community because Amanda just listed a ton of stuff. So make sure you guys tap that link below to join our community.
Love you. See you on the other side.
So like that, like motivation, especially for this industry, is always out there because everybody got 10 fingers and 10 toes. Eventually your health is gonna come catch up with you. Like when I'm 70 years old, I want to be that old lady in the gym twerking in the mirror with my cell phone. Like I'm really like that's gonna be me. Like I already know the quality of life that I constantly remind myself that I want to have when I'm 60 and 70 and 80 is what that motivation will always be there. Like exactly. Talk about the 30-year-old knees.
What?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I want Megan knees. So
Megan knees at 60.
Right. No, I was gonna say because I just like I'm big in like the personal development and all that right now, right? And so focusing on all points of it. And I went to a seminar and literally we had these challenges towards the end of the week, and it was like they did all the things to build up our mindset and to get us focused in like a meditation so we can get grounded and center and really like listen and get the clarity that we needed. And so we get to this like big outdoor day, right? And of course, outdoor, I feel like people are triggered sometimes. It's like, ooh, working out, I don't know, I'm out of shape, all these things. And it's like, listen to your body and also focus. Like when you think you're at your end, you're really only at about 40%. So you really could keep pushing, but you gotta like really talk to yourself and like listen to your body, be real, but you could go through it. But there was a challenge. I watched a 72-year-old man climb this like 50-foot pole, jump off like it was nothing. I said, okay. Wait, that was challenge one. Then we get later on in the day, and it's like, okay, we have to climb a 12-foot wall. If there's anybody who absolutely knows that they need to back out or you can't do this or you don't want to do this, raise your hand now. Girl, when I said I almost quit, and then I thought, that 72-year-old man is climbing a pole. I look stupid. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna keep this up because when I get to that age, I want to be able to still be able to do the same thing. Like, knees not hurting, I can climb a pole, I can jump off a rock, whatever you need me to do. Be like, yeah, I'm out here.
Yeah. So that quality of life that you want for yourself as you get older is everybody has to experience that. Like I said, journeys and everything will be different, and experiences will be different, but it's inevitable. We all are going to get older, so. Yeah. And I watched it in real life, like unfold in my face. My grandma and her sister were the only two of that generation that we ever knew. And my grandmother did not care about what she ate, so she wasn't physically capable to work out and things like that. Because when I was born, she was already in her 60s. But her sister, my aunt, Pudding.
I met her. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Pudding is still alive and kicking. Unfortunately, my grandma passed 15 years ago. But watching that unfold in my face and my auntie, her habits and things that she did, she still went up to go to work. She didn't have to work. She worked 2 days a week at a flower shop. But getting out, catching the bus, constantly keeping herself active versus my grandmother, who I love my grandmother to death. She poured so much love into us, and we lived with her. I lived with her like majority of my childhood. She didn't do so watching the comparison of how things played out later on, it really like made me look at it like, dang, it's inevitable. Like life is gonna be lifing. So it's just that quality of life that you want for yourself. Do you want to be in a wheelchair? Or do you want to be, unfortunately, on dialysis or taking 20 pills a day and things like this when you're older? No, I want to be somewhere in the ocean in Dubai or something. Like,
sure.
Right.
Look.
I want to be like,
and not because
I want to be out there running around with my grandkids in the front yard.
Right.
I want to be active.
Because you kept yourself healthy, and sometimes you're going to get sick, but if you can control your eating habits, your activity, like the quality of health would definitely be, the quality of life would be better instead of just sitting there.
And it benefits your family too. Your family will appreciate it later on. Because now I can babysit my grandkids. Now I can go out here and maybe take them to the park or something, or still be very active around me and my family can still take trips. Like, so.
Yeah.
That motivates.
That's good that you let that teach you how to change your life and be healthier.
Yeah.
And it's going to benefit your son too, like the next generation. You know, mom is very adamant about keeping yourself healthy, making sure you're active. He's going to follow in those same footsteps and teach his kids and further on. So that's amazing.
Yeah. And I want all of us, like all of my clients, like just look at the long run. Like what do you want your life to look like in 30 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that because I've never looked at it that way.
Yeah.
I've never even thought about that. Like, yeah. I really love that because, yeah, I mean, even just sometimes our families either teach us exactly how we want to do life or they teach us the exact opposite. I watched you do everything and I know not to do it now.
Right.
So they can either teach you in reverse or they can teach you exactly how you want to go.
And it's not even about how they teach it, like your learning style. Are you that type of child that's just going to do the exact same thing or do the exact opposite?
Right.
So,
yeah.
It's all about balance too.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes people...
I think about that.
How your teaching style and learning styles at the same time. If I know my child is a monkey see, monkey do, okay, I have to watch my behaviors. If I know that my child is rebellious and they keep doing the opposite of what I tell them to do. So it's about your learning style too. Because I can teach you certain things in a certain way all day, every day, but we know children still have how they deal with it.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That makes so much sense though. Because like how people. You think about how people like fall into like you said, like where they don't either have mobility later on in life or even like, I mean, I don't know all the logistics and the science behind Alzheimer's and whatnot, but sometimes people who almost stop using their brain, like technology, right, is evolving. And sometimes I feel like the baby boomers get left behind. They're like, I don't know how to work this and work that.
Not gonna learn it.
And I don't feel like trying to figure it out. Like I'm gonna stick to what I know and I'm good. It's like same thing though. Like that's still using your brain and your mind power and all of that. I'm like, that's longevity. Like it's overall, important. That's still part of like your longevity. Either you kind of like stay and then I know last time we said it's like The Walking Dead. I'd be like, so you just stopped growing? You're just dead already? Okay, cool. You're just living dead. Got it. And then other time, like you just keep progressing and it does. I feel like now you putting it that way, I'm like, yeah, that really does add into your longevity though. Like what do you want your life to look like? So yeah. I love that breakdown.
Be active now so you can have that same habit to continue to be active as you get older.
Yeah.
Them be 60-year-olds, they be up in the gym, boy. They be getting it too.
They be killing me in Zumba class. The one time I entered Zumba class and the 62-year-old showing out more than me, I said, okay, cool. Girl, I'm not playing. Them 60, some of the women in there, they be knowing the moves ahead of the instructor. I'm like, so one, how often do you come to Zumba class? Two, you just follow this instructor around? Like, what's the deal? You know the choreography? Yeah, you know the choreography. And three, why are you hitting these moves harder than me? Because my knees ache already. You're here busting it low. Like, it's Zumba class. Calm down.
We got to get them knees together.
Girl.
Strong knees.
Is there anything new that we should be looking out for Lisa Louiie?
Anything new? Yes. Leggings with pockets.
Yes. We like that. So do.
I love leggings with pockets.
Girl.
That's good.
I know.
That's good. Well,
that's about it.
That's about it.
Well, no, that's not it. It's always something new.
I'm like, you stay busy, so.
Cause it's from the meditating. It's meditating. I don't know. When I get done meditating, I be like, what are we about to do?
Yeah.
Come on. Look, God, what we doing today? But no.
Okay. That's right.
I'm gonna start putting more content on the YouTube channel. So more content is coming there. I've been focused on Facebook and Instagram. So YouTube is gonna be so much more detailed and instructional and educational. On my the other platforms, I try to be more entertaining because we want to be educated. We want to be entertained at the same time. So, but the YouTube, I'm definitely gonna have to, the example I use, put more mobility and more at home things that people can do on there also. Just to assist with your. For everybody, just to assist with your day-to-day living. That's what it's all about. Like, how are you struggling to pick up a laundry basket? Like little small stuff like that. It's not always about being a bodybuilder and lifting 500 pounds. Like, can you lift up a case of waters when you got to go to the grocery store? So little stuff like that, helping people learn how to work certain muscles to just live their everyday life. I gotta get everything on.
I love that
about that.
Yes.
That is amazing. I love that you put it that way because fitness and wellness is a lifestyle. And like you said, just your everyday life. If you can't pick up a case of water, that's a problem. It's not that heavy.
It's a little heavy.
I mean, it's heavy.
I got it, but it's heavy.
It's not like, if you like a 40, 30-year-old person.
But it is a little heavy.
You know, it's just like, but some people just can't do it.
Facts. They can't. They literally can't.
They just can't. So that's something important. Bending down and getting laundry basket, like just little bitty things like that, or like you said, everyday things.
Like when you gotta get down on the floor and look under the bed to get your shoes, like little stuff we don't think about. We don't think about that.
Mopping, sweeping the floor.
Girl,
are you exhausted? Like
I'm exhausted. Shoulders.
So that's what's new. That's coming. More content on the channel with that, and then the leggings with pockets.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I'm excited to see the leggings with pockets. Her workout gear is super cute. She got a lot of different colors. She be showing off on the gram and on TikTok and Facebook already. So make sure you guys definitely tap in with Lisa Louiie. Where can they find you?
Facebook, TikTok, like you said, Instagram, YouTube. I'm not that active on LinkedIn, but at Lisa Louiie. That's LISALOUIIE at Lisa Louiie, or www.lisalouiie.com.
Love it.
Yes, and you will find more like of her story on her website. She talks about motherhood and how she transitioned into entrepreneurship. You can see some of her modeling stuff. She always got some real nice photos. Honeybee, girl, you be out here killing it.
Thank you.
Yes. And it was a pleasure having you on the show today. We really had a good time.
Thank you.
We're going to have to bring you back because there's so much more we got to talk about.
Girl, look.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure our community will have questions for you. So bring you into a little Q&A.
Yes.
Oh, tell them go easy on me now. I don't mean to impose on their life, but, you know, I love you to life.
Yeah, get them together, girl. Get them together.
Please.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. Again, my name is Kate. This is my co-host Amanda. And you can find us at We Got Ish to Say Pod on Instagram. You can find us at We Got Ish to Say Pod #2 on Twitter. And we're also on TikTok. Yeah. Make sure you tap in with us below. We will have all those links at the bottom for you. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel.
Yeah.
If you're watching it on YouTube. And also tell your friends about us. Pull up. We on all the podcasting networks.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to
pull
up
friend.
on us.
Pull up. You can find me at I Am Sade Brand on Instagram for the sunglasses brand. You can find us at Everyday People World on Instagram as well, or www.everydaypeopleworld.com. And you can find Amanda Love Vibes Business.
You can find me at smile_4 Amanda. Or, of course, like she just said, Love Vibes. You can find us at lov.vibes on Instagram or www.lovvibes.com for any other apparel, journal around mindset. And there's a new ebook coming, so it's on there too. You can pre-sale now.
She got a new ebook, y'all. All right, guys. It was so great talking to you guys today. We hope you enjoyed the show. Bye.
Bye.